That was a good one. Oh, this is going to be such a good video. Gym intimidation. Chances are, if you're watching this video, then it's because you either have gym intimidation yourself and or someone else you know might have it. Now, within this video, I'm going to speak you through several tips that you can apply to help you get over your gym intimidation. And this has been compiled from years of both coaching in person and online, people from all over the world. And within that time, I have compiled a few tips for you to use in helping you to get over your own gym intimidation. Now, I am going to go through these tips in no particular order, although before I start them, I do want to say, if you're not subscribed to the channel already, please do subscribe. Otherwise, let's get stuck in. And actually, before I get stuck into point number one, I do quickly want to say that if you have gym intimidation, you're actually part of the majority, not the minority. Most people who have gym intimidation, potentially yourself in this instance, think you're part of a small group, whereas this isn't actually the case. Again, as I said, I've been in and around gym environments for many years now, and the majority of people, in fact, have gym intimidation. It's just very easy to feel like you're one of the few once you're in a gym, because it's very easy to feel like everyone is looking at you, everyone's focusing on what you're doing, whereas this isn't actually the case. Oftentimes, we feel like that's going on so much that we don't realize other people around us have it too. So that's just something to bear in mind moving forward as well. And now the first point, and again, I am going through these in no particular order, is go in with a plan. Because if you're going into the gym with no plan whatsoever, then your anxiety is only going to increase once you're there, because you don't know what to do, you don't know where you're going to start, you don't know how many sets you're doing, and it's just very easy to start overthinking everything. So again, go in with a plan, because then you know exactly which exercises you're doing, where you're starting, how many reps you're doing, how many sets you're doing, and everything suddenly seems so much clearer. So again, going with a plan. If you don't have a plan, then you could grab the free one from my website. I have a free full body workout plan, which you can grab right now. It's in a link that's in the caption of this video. That link is going to take you to my website, and from there, you can grab a free full body workout plan. And now point number two, and this one might sound obvious, but it does need to be said because it's something that you're just not doing enough of right now, which is actually go to the gym. Because for as long as you don't go to the gym, then your intimidation is only going to keep growing. And the only way that you can overcome certain fears is by, I don't know if you've heard of something called exposure therapy, which is where you gradually expose yourself to something over time. And as you gradually expose yourself to this specific thing over time, you start to feel a lot more comfortable around it. And in this instance, you would do that with the gym. So for example, you could start off with a complimentary tour, which many gyms offer, if not all gyms. And then maybe you could start off by just going to the classes. And then after that, maybe you could just use the areas of the gym where you feel most comfortable, whether it's the cardio machines or the resistance training machines. And then after that, maybe you can hire someone to guide you, whether it's an in-person trainer or an online coach like myself. But again, ultimately, you just have to be within the environment more for you to gradually grow more comfortable with it. And then point number three is learn the exercises beforehand, because if you don't learn the exercises beforehand, then you're going to go into your session and you're not going to know what to do, which therefore means that it's going to cause more self-doubt. You're going to start feeling like more attention is on you because you're going to feel confused, etc., etc. So take out 15 minutes before your workout session, whenever that might be, whether it's the day before, the morning before, etc., etc., and learn how to do the exercises. This is exactly why I've set up an entire exercise library for all my Keros Online members, so they never have to feel lost or confused when they're at the gym. And a great way to be learning these exercises beforehand is YouTube, for example. And one reason why I say this as well is because the last thing you want to be doing is not knowing how to do the exercises at all once you're at the gym, and then you just copy the next person you see doing it, not realizing that that person in fact had terrible form. And now because you're copying their terrible form, you're more likely to get injured, etc., etc. And all of this could be avoided if you just took out 15 minutes beforehand to just grow some familiarity by seeing how you do the exercises. And now point number four, and I did briefly touch upon this one earlier, but I can expand on it more now, is get outside support. So when you have someone to keep you accountable, it can be a huge game changer. And this can be on a huge spectrum of what type of accountability you get. Obviously, there's some that are much better than others, but you could have maybe a friend who's on a similar journey to you to keep you accountable, or you could maybe find a Facebook group, something as simple as that. It depends how much outside support you might feel like you need, or you could hire a personal trainer or an online coach. Now, obviously those two, they're going to be much better, because sometimes when you're on a health and fitness journey, it can feel tough to not feel like you're being judged by friends and family. And therefore, if you have like a personal trainer or online coach, aka a professional guiding you, it can just feel a lot easier. And sometimes they can introduce you to their own community. And when you're around like-minded people, it always feels like a game changer. So again, if you have the finances for it, definitely reach out for an in-person trainer, or again, an online coach like myself, and just having that accountability can make the world's difference. And on that note of accountability, research does show when you have someone to keep you accountable, then you are a lot more likely to achieve your desired outcome when you just have someone in your corner who takes away the guesswork for you, etc., etc. So again, just reach out for some sort of outside support, and it's up to you to decide what type of, or what extent of outside support you need, I should say. And now the final point is, so point number 5, and again, I did go through these in no particular order, so I'm not saying it's the least or the most important, but it's one you should definitely consider, and it's roughly go at the same days and times if possible. And the reason why I say this is because this then allows you to grow familiar with the same type of gym crowd. And when you have that familiarity with the people you know there, then it does help with feeling a lot more comfortable there. So that's also something to consider as well, if possible, of course, because sometimes I know schedules don't always allow us to do that. But if it is possible and your schedule does permit, then again, consider going at the same days and times. And now that is it for the 5 points that I wanted to mention throughout this video. Although there is a final point that I did want to leave you on that I do feel like is very important for you to understand when it comes to getting over gym intimidation as well. And that's that getting over gym intimidation is a process. It's not just going to be something that happens instantly. You're not just going to finish this video and suddenly be over your gym intimidation. Again, it's going to be a process that's going to take at least a little bit of time. And the way you're going to get over this is by applying the points that I've mentioned throughout consistently. So basically what I'm saying is give yourself a chance, give it a good go. Don't quit just because after day 1 you felt uncomfortable in the gym. Keep turning up, because for as long as you keep turning up, like I said, you're going to gradually start feeling more and more comfortable there, and eventually you're going to be super pleased with yourself that you never quit. Otherwise, that is it for today's video. I do hope you found it helpful. Again, if you want that free workout plan, then click the link that's going to be in the caption of this video. And otherwise, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and drop me a follow on social medias, and maybe we can have a chat as well.